Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel here in New Paltz, New York. And I was camping out in the parking lot here at the Tops food store, and I bumped into Paul, and Paul has a really cool DIY homemade camper conversion, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it today and give us a tour. Hello, Paul, and welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
Hey, Patrick. Thanks for having me. This is my 2014 5.3 liter Chevy Express 1500. We bumped up the suspension to 2500 to handle the weight, changed the tires, the shocks, things like that. Take you for a tour. First in here, this is Mr. Buddy portable heater. Keep us warm. So I built this van to go rock climbing with my friends. Every weekend we would put all our gear in the car and our tents, and we'd ice climb and rock climb. And if you ever camped, you know, you come back, everything's dirty, everything's wet. We'd have to clean it and put it out and set it up at home and dry it out and put it away. And by the time we were done doing that, my friends would call and go, "Hey, let's go again." And we do the whole process again. So I basically said, let me get a van, I'll put a sleeping pad on the floor and throw my tent in the van, and it'll be great. And then I made the mistake of going on YouTube and running into fellas like you, Patrick. And so I looked at all the tiny homes and I said, boy, I could do this. I'm an insurance agent. I borrowed some tools. I watched thousands of hours of YouTube channels, talked to all my friends, and this is what we have here. So I guess I'll take you through some of the details. First off, I have two small children. Well, they're not small anymore, they're 14 and 13, so this is a second seat installed in the middle. This seat comes out completely, it turns around completely, the passenger seat spins around. Truth of the matter is, had the van for 3 years, never spun it around. These are USB ports and I guess 12 volt sockets. There's 8 of these, because my kids have AirPods, iPods, iPads, all sorts of craziness. And the inside, what I did was insulated everything with home insulation, 1/2-inch board. I'm not a contractor, can't tell you exactly what it is. This is tongue and groove cedar. The floor is insulated. You can tell little cracks in here. I'm not professional on it, but the floor is insulated. Got some plywood on there, nice and cozy. Emergency bathroom. There's bathrooms all over the place and wood, so it's hardly ever been used, but it works out great. This is a shower for the winter. I'm an ice climber, so we want to freshen up. Put that on a single burner flame, pump it up with some pressure, do my hair. This whole section here, right here, this holds my refrigerator, Dometic 28. Everything slides out and is usable from the seat. So you can sit in this van, watch TV, get in the fridge, cook. This is a stove, camp stove. This is for indoor cooking. When it gets warm out, we come outside on the door. We'll get to that later. My cousin got married. Fella said this was my dresser when I was a kid. I couldn't fit the dresser in here, so I cut the door fronts out, so I got a little piece of my family in there with that. This is all storage. I couldn't figure out what to do up here. I might change this up a little bit, but this is all my pots and pans, and this is how we clean all the dishes with vinegar. There's no sink in this van. That's by design. I don't want a sink. I don't want a gray water tank. I have a fresh water tank for drinking. All food. There's food under the bed. Coming back this way, we talked about the outlets. I have sleep apnea, so this is a sleep apnea machine. Plugs in 12 volt for anyone concerned about that. You don't have to have an inverter, although this van does have an inverter. We just use it for a blender for some smoothies this morning. These puck lights are LEDs. Over here is all panel, and these all go on separately. They all dim. There's colored LEDs underneath for when you want to have a party. These 12 volt fans. I took my kids across the country twice in the last 2 years in the desert. Turn these fans on, they're wonderful. What else do we have? Fire extinguisher. I gotta have a fire extinguisher in here. This is 7 gallons of drinking water. Bear spray for our hikes. I don't know, this panel in here, this was my sister's. My sister passed away last year. This was in her house. I couldn't figure out how to finish this wall, and when I saw this, I said that's perfect to cover everything up. This is an assortment of solar controllers, fuse panel. At the time, my 12-year-old daughter wired this whole truck up with me, which was awesome. Love bonding with them. All power meters for the battery, inverter switches, things like that. Carbon monoxide detector, very important. Fell asleep once with the propane heater on. The alarm went off. Worked perfect. This is a TV. I promised my son he could play video games if we went across the country. Funny thing is, he didn't play the video game one time. So we watched Netflix and DVDs. Another smoke detector and fire alarm up here. This is a fantastic fan. 3-speed, in and out, game changer. Gotta have one in the van. If I did it again, I'd do a max air fan so I can keep it open in the rain. What else do we have? This is so you don't hit your head. Little things in van life. Hit your head on that thing a few times. And bed, I guess it's about a queen size bed. I split the bed in half so that this mattress comes out. We'll show you that a little later. You can walk through here or have a tailgate party with your friends. Fact of the matter is, I don't think I've ever made it into a single bed ever. It just works this way. Now there's storage underneath. I sewed all these covers. They wanted 600, for anybody doing this out there that wants to go out and says everything's so expensive, they wanted $600 to do a mattress for me and cover it with upholstery that I wanted. But 20 bucks at the head shop and a 1953 Singer sewing machine, put it all together, and I can change them whatever I want. Flop over here to this side. This is an assortment of sun hats, rain hats, headlamps for my kids, different backpacks for different occasions, rope, you always need rope. This is my clothesline. So you go out, go in the swimming hole, everything gets wet, your clothes get wet, you do your laundry in the river, you're hanging up in here, you put the fans on it, man, they're dry in a half hour, everything's perfect. These are my two children, Sierra Lily and Luke Rambo. We went across the United States. We stopped at a bunch of these parks out here. We got a lot more to check off along the way. This is my darling sister, Bella, passed away last year. She's always with us, traveling. Over here we got, this is an underquilt for a hammock, so we can set up a hammock and camp if we want. In this bag is a down sleeping bag, down booties, down jackets, down blankets. So I do a lot of ice climbing, and this van is set up for that as well, rock and ice climbing. Sorted pillows, backpacks. I found that putting the hooks up here, take use of all the vertical space. You hang up here. This is stupid. I got this for my daughter. She said she wanted a dog, so I got her a dog, and she opened the van to find out it was a stuffed animal. She said it's stupid, so his name is Stupid. He travels with us everywhere. This table right here, this is where we flip it open to cook most of the time. You want to cook bacon and things like that, we put everything out here. It's nice to hang out. I could put the, we'll get to it later, I could put a shower head out here and shower on this side of the van or the other side of the van. I was gonna, these are Reflectix. So these started out, I don't know if you can see the back, these started out just Reflectix to keep the sun out, and it works fantastic, and I use little magnets to hold everything in. And then one day I came across this, I guess 4 Seasons material and sewed it on there just to give it a different look. Might change that up a little bit. So the Thule up top, those are all the places, well, some of the places my kids and I visited on our trip, but in there is a canopy, a DIY canopy that spans the entire roof rack. It comes out 2 poles, 12 foot by 12 foot. There's beach umbrellas, beach chairs, tow straps, max tracks, everything you could possibly need to get stuck. Everything has a purpose on here. These little clips are to put a shower curtain up. They hold my garbage bag here. The doors I was going to close, but I left them open because there's a massive amount of storage in it. Might look like junk, but these are garbage bags and brooms to sweep out the house. And this, you guys would know what this is called. I don't know what it's called. 1/2-inch insulation from Home Depot. Put that in there, glued it on. Again, I intended to cover the doors to make it look nice, but it's so much more functional this way. So up top behind the Thule is a tray where there's some jerry cans and whatnot. So this is a 10-gallon solar shower. So we fill it up with 10 gallons of water. At the other end there's a Schrader valve. We can fill it with air. And one end we have a shower head. It's pressurized. The other end we have a 5-foot hose or a 50-foot hose option. I believe these are 100-watt solar panels. I got 2 of them. Had my friend Chris help me put this together with all the electric. This is a rack for a jerry can, 5-gallon water, 5-gallon gas. When I went cross country, didn't need it. Fantastic fan we covered before. I would do the max air fan next time with the hood so I could keep it open in the rain. So this bed right here, like I said, I designed it to be multi-purpose, and this one comes out, both these mattresses come out. Throw that up there. This was designed to fold back. Pick this mattress up and all the junk off of it, fold this all the way back, put the mattress back on top. And this was designed so if I'm with my buddies ice climbing, they don't have to lay in the bed with me. One guy could be on the floor, or we can sit down and have a table to make all our stuff, all our food, and be inside when it's minus 15 degrees out. This is the brains of the operation. I guess 2 glass mat batteries, 105 amp hours, I believe. This is a charger. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology, but I could plug in for shore power. My alternator charges the batteries as well as solar. That was some kind of fuse block. I couldn't explain it. An inverter. Don't ask me what size it is. Maybe 1500. There's some tools on the other side. We foamed the wheel wells because I couldn't get the stiff foam around that deal there. And then this shelf just holds all the stuff. We got some Pac-Man and Space Invaders and first aid kits and air fresheners and batteries and whatnot. This is a TV. Oh, we covered that on the other side. But TV swings out, swings to the back. There's a cable hookup if we need it. There's more USB ports and whatnot in there. The doors, I was going to cover the doors with the tongue and groove cedar, make it look all pretty, but it holds everything. Different types of saws, backpacking saws, duct tape, cable, never watch cable TV, magnets for when you drop things in the river. This side is pretty pivotal. This is I guess soap and shampoo and anti-itch and sunscreen and bug spray and some assorted tools and bungee cords. You can never have enough bungee cords in here. Under here, everything has a place. This is a storage bin, so with the shower on the top, there's a 50-foot hose I can put on there. This is if I have to fill up water at a gas station or something. I put a little funnel on there and put it under the sink. Pots and pans, sorted tools, shower heads, citronella candles, zip ties. Underneath the bed is more tools. There's a bucket of toe straps in there, extra antifreeze, windshield fluid, sleeping pads. There's a hammock under there, snowshoes, walking poles. This is an all-wheel drive van. Very rare. I looked all over the country for an all-wheel drive van. Actually, I looked all over the country for a van. I finally come across 2 all-wheel drive vans in the whole eastern seaboard. So that's good for ice climbing and all that good stuff. I can tow things with it. I tow a boat with it, motorcycles, what have you. This side of the van is the shower. So I had a friend custom design the brackets to stick that shower up there. The sun heats that up to about 105 degrees on a nice day. And this is the 5-foot hose, multi-purpose. Wash your mountain bikes, take a shower, do all sorts of fun things. I might put a surfboard rack on this for my kids. I upgraded the tires a little bit. And I don't know, there's so much.
Going back to some of the points you had mentioned before, this is all-wheel drive. I guess that's a game changer for you, because now some of the places that, you know, a person that has a van would not be able to access in the winter, or maybe they wanted to go onto the beach, you have the ability to do so.
Absolutely. One of the big things I was looking for, because I ice climb and rock climb and all that stuff, is I wanted either a front-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive. I looked at Mercedes, and I could buy it, but then I thought, how am I going to maintain it? I don't know. I'm not really a mechanic. So I went with the gasoline Chevy Express and found all-wheel drive. It's been great. Haven't gotten stuck with it. Been in the snow, been in the ice. Like again, I have the tracks with it. It can lower the pressure in the tires. So it really is a game changer. And I personally wouldn't do a truck that's not four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive for what I do.
Now, you did this yourself. This is a DIY. You had some help with your daughter on the wiring. What would someone expect overall costs for something like this if they were to do it themselves, setting aside the cost of the van purchase?
Sure. So I have $9,000 into this, but I will tell you this. That includes upgrading the suspension, the tires, the shocks, and I'm including every dollar I spent on every piece of wood and screw that I didn't use. So I have a pile of things that did not go into the van that if I did it over again, I'd be more specific with. And so I would say without all that stuff, maybe $5,000, $6,000 in that range, hard to say. Depends on what you're looking at of it. I went full solar, and the shower is expensive. That's $800. You can do that on your own, probably for $100 with a PVC pipe, and
And going back to your point about the Fantastic fan versus the Max fan, is there anything else that you would do differently if you had to start over and you're going to build another one from scratch?
If I was going to build the same type of van, not a high top van, I would not make the bed fold open. I never use it. That was one of the biggest things I wanted. Put a lot of effort into it. A lot of the cost went into, pretty things like this that never get seen. And the heat. The propane is good. I guess if you're not, if you're living in it, I would go with like a Webasto type heater. That's what I would like to do next. Put that in there. But that's, expense. $1,500. That's why I went with a $50 heater at the time.
Now, you had mentioned getting water at a gas station with the funnel. I haven't heard of that before. And can you help explain that to our other potential van lifers on getting water while you're out on the road?
Sure. Well, I'm over prepared. So a lot of the things that I'm prepared for never happen. So I have never had to go into a bathroom at a gas station, put the funnel on with the hose to fill the tank, but I can if I need to. And that's kind of my personality. I mean, there's things in this van that I'll probably never use, but I'm over prepared. Getting water. A lot of supermarkets have it cheap. You can fill a 5-gallon bucket, just bring your own bucket in. I didn't mention it because they're hidden, I guess. There are 3 different water filters on this truck because I'm a hiker, backpacker. So I could very easily pull over to a river, a creek, or what have you, or puddle, and filter my water.
Has this enhanced your sport? Being able to get there the night before and...
Well, that's a good question. So the other day, it's Thursday morning. I'm in Long Island, New York. I rock climb upstate. It's like a 2-3 hour drive. Having a bad day. Typically, I'd have to pack everything and plan and come up here. All I had to do was put the key in and drive up here. Everything's in the van already, ready to go. What I didn't mention is I have 2 kids that go to school about a half hour from where we live. And many times I have to sit and wait for them in a parking lot 2-3 hours to do a sport or what have you. So normally I was sitting in a car, and now I'm in a van. I can do my work. I'm an insurance agent. I can do my work. I can be on a laptop. I can watch TV, take a nap. My kids can do their homework while waiting for the other one. So it's changed my life. Changed my life, hands down. Makes freedom. Freedom is the word I would say that this van affords me.
Well, Paul, thank you very much for taking the time to give our viewers a tour inside and out of your van. I hope this video was helpful for someone that's looking to do something very similar. The whole point of these videos is to help connect the dots for our viewers. A lot of people researching building their own vans online. Sometimes it's hard looking at different videos to kind of connect the dots and see and get ideas that will work for your application. So thanks for joining us today, and I hope you like this video. Please comment, share, subscribe. I'd love it, and we'll see you soon.